So basically, I'm really excited for today because today is the time that we're going to start off with reviewing the SAFE and the at-risk list that we helped to construct, last week. And so what I would like to do is, let's see if I got a book here that I can write on. You're going to basically look at the list that we constructed, and I would like you see the days of the week are up here, just for the last week, check off the things over here on this list and this list that you spent time with. Just a check on the particular day. And then we're just going to go ahead and review it afterwards. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this SAFE list. And so I see here that you on Monday you had a really great day with your SAFE list. You went ahead and spent some time writing poems and drawing. Were they in separate situations or were they together?
It was one after another.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay, so what did you do? How did that help you to stay clean?
It just kept my mind off of it. You know, I
Okay.
kind of just focused on the drawing or on the poem. I wasn't really thinking about it.
So help me understand, like you've got an artist flair to you, right? And you really enjoy that stuff, and so when you're actually doing your work, what are some of the things that are going through your mind that are helping you to stay focused and to stay clean? I
Well,
want you to really think about it hard.
When drawing or something, you kind of try to make something the best you can. So you're constantly thinking, how can I change this? You know, how can I make it more realistic?
Okay.
So those are like, I'm always thinking about the drawing.
Right.
Not necessarily anything else.
It almost sounds like too you're thinking about building upon something. You're trying to improve something.
Yeah.
And in a sense, you're improving on your life too when you're going ahead and doing those things, right? By being clean. And that's actually something that you enjoy too, I know. Was there any opportunity that you had, this past week to help her out in her drawing and, writing poems?
So I just let her have her space, and she was just in her room quietly, and I brought her a snack and let her, because she looked like she was really intently on it, and I didn't want to disturb her, but...
Well, that's good. You didn't want to interfere with an artist's creativity, so that's fantastic, right? And but at the same time, you did bring her some snacks, and that's beautiful. How did you like that?
I really like that. Yeah, I like that she brought me the snack.
Did you get a chance to tell her that you appreciated that?
I said thank you.
Good. She did. Wonderful. Well, that's fantastic. And that's how you guys are going to start to, rebuild that relationship and get it really positive by doing these spontaneous, really nice things for each other. And you're, of course, going ahead and, recognizing that. So it's beautiful. And then how about, I see here that you did go to school on Monday as well, and tell me a little bit about that.
I kind of just...
In fact, it looks like actually you went to school, just about every day. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, I just, been trying to go to school every day, just kind of go and then do my work and then come back home.
Okay. Now, how are you staying focused though when you're at school to really maintain, sobriety and moving in that direction? Because I know that there's that corner that's out by your school and everything. So how did you stay focused while you're at school?
Well, when I'm in class, I'm really trying to listen this time. Like really just pay attention to the teacher instead of what's around me. And then kind of, I guess, I'm trying to take another route, maybe like the other side of school, so I don't have to even see that corner.
And when would that happen?
I'm trying to do that every school day. Kind of just, go the other side or something.
Now, is that on the way to school, after school, both? How does that
kind
work?
of, my mom takes me in the morning now,
Okay.
and then, I guess I'm walking home, so after school.
Okay, and that's another way that you're helping her out with her sobriety too, is by giving her that ride. I know that makes things a little bit rougher for you, because then you have to kind of rush to get, the other kids together and, but you said that it's something that it's your pleasure to do it, right? To bring her up there,
Of course.
if you can do it, and that
Mhm.
also saves you time, so you get to school, you know,
Yeah.
quicker and on
Mhm.
time, and so it really seems like you guys are
Mhm.
working that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And then after school, there your mom can't pick you up because she's
Right.
at work.
Mhm.
So how do you stay in focus to?
Well, I guess I'm also trying to sort of probably develop new friendships.
Okay.
You know, some people that aren't into that. So when I do kind of go the other side, I kind of sometimes walk with one of them.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Now, how are you, you know, making new friends? What kind of things are you
Well,
doing?
because you know, classes are kind of hard. I'm just asking questions. You know, some of them are really nice to help me out, and then
Mhm.
kind of, you know, sort of building a friendship from that.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Did you make any friends this past week?
I made one.
Okay.
I made one new friend.
Good.
From
Who-
that.
Who is that? Tell me about her.
Her name is Joy,
Okay. Okay.
and she's kind of just she was in my class for a while.
Okay.
You know, we never really talked, but I kind of asking her a question because she seemed like she knew the subject pretty well.
Okay, so you just asked her a question
Right.
about the school-related kind
Mhm.
of stuff.
So after that, yeah, we sort of, you know, found out that we have a lot of things in common. And
Oh,
then,
wonderful. I don't have Joy on this list, so let me just go ahead and add her. Is
Mhm.
that okay?
Yeah.
She's never used drugs
Nope.
as far as you know, or
Mhm.
alcohol? Okay, great. Well, that's fantastic. Look at that. We're adding to your list already, so this
Mhm.
is fantastic, right? Now, also, you said earlier you were going to try to stay focused, or are staying focused
Mhm.
on, you know, you know, the lesson plan and what the teacher's talking
Mhm.
about. How are you making that happen? Because, you know, to manage your thoughts is a very difficult
it's really
thing.
hard. 'Cause sometimes I just kind of think of other things, but then I catch myself, you know, kind of swaying away, and then sort of bring myself back. But I'm not entirely sure how. I guess.
Okay. Well, you know, some people your age say it really helps them quite a bit when they you know, almost use like a self-instructional kind of,
Mhm.
you know, training where they're literally thinking about what the person's about to do, and then talking out loud, but to themselves.
Yeah, I've been writing also a lot of things, like kind of like a guide, like a to-do kind of thing. You know, make
Oh,
sure
that's
to do
outstanding.
this. Mm-hmm.
So
I
like
don't
before the
forget.
class,
Yeah.
like you're actually writing down what
Mhm.
the agenda is, or what
Yeah,
kind of
like
things
the
you got.
agenda, because sometimes they put up that, and then I write it down so I don't forget, and I kind of reread it, make sure.
It's beautiful, fantastic. You must be very proud of her, huh?
Yeah, she's
Big
been
change on that.
quite stepping up this week. So
Yeah, that's
good.
right. Already, this is fantastic stuff. And you also, the last thing on the list that you put down was cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that and how that kept you clean.
Sometimes, I cook with my mom.
Mhm.
Maybe we'd make dinner or something. That'd be fun sometimes. And, like, kind of the same thing with drawing. You're sort of focused on that, and so you're not thinking too much about other stuff, especially if, like, I'm with my mom, I'll have a conversation with her, and, like, not bring that up. I guess.
Beautiful. So when you were cooking on this last time on
Mhm.
Monday, how did that go? Like, what did you guys do to, you know, have a good, pleasurable time and stay clean?
We didn't really argue, you know, none of that happened.
So if you didn't argue, what did you do?
We pretty much just talked about our day.
Good.
Hmm.
See, and that's the positive thing. How did that conversation get started?
Well, we were just, you know, putting our meals together, and I asked her how her school day was, and she
Good.
told me about it, and she asked me how work was, and I told her about work, and we just kind of had a few laughs about some funny stuff that happened, and
That's great. Wonderful. It
Try
sounds
not
like
to
you're
burn
really
the food.
taking a sincere interest in each other and then going ahead and, you know,
Mhm.
that's the first thing is just to ask some questions and then get that going, and before you
Mhm.
know it, you're talking about really fun things and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's great. And so who initiated the conversation for the cooking?
I don't remember.
And, you know, wanted
Probably
to-
mom.
Okay. And then you listened, though, and
Yeah.
you then responded back and
Mhm.
asked her some questions as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mom, keep doing that. It sounds like that's really working out well. How did she come up to you? And
We were just kind of in the same, you know, place. She hey, how was your day?
Okay.
Mhm.
So just kind of came out spontaneous,
Yeah.
and you like that.
Mhm.
Okay, really good. So keep on doing that. She's giving you permission and wanting, in fact, you to do that. That's great. Now let's go over to this at-risk list. Now, the thing that I see here is that you spent some time with Kelly, Tyson, and Yvonne,
Mhm.
and then also parties. Now, all of this happened on one day, and there was nothing else. So tell me a little bit about what you did to stay clean with Kelly during this past week.
Well, it happened on a weekend, but I wouldn't say that I stayed clean.
Okay.
Oh.
That's all right. The important thing is that that my question is really along the lines of what you did to stay clean, and then we're going to come back to what appears that you're disappointed about, Mom.
Yeah.
But in a sense, before we talk a little bit about that, I want to say that she did go ahead and indicate that that's something that she's being open about, right?
Yeah,
And so that's a
that.
positive thing,
Mhm.
right? Just in and of itself.
Mhm.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about what to do so that may be avoided later. But we're going to come to that a little bit, in just a bit. First, I wanted to ask, what did you do to stay clean in that situation?
So, like, the times that I didn't use it,
Mhm.
kind of,
Yeah, so you spent time with Kelly and basically, were there times where you had it in your mindset that you're going to stay clean, or that you were going to?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was, there were a few other people, but, she had kind of this game,
Mhm.
like a rock band kind of game. So I kind of was playing that for a while, and that kept my mind off of it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's great. So you had intentions, of
Mhm.
staying clean, and that's very important.
Mhm.
And that's something that that she didn't do before, Mom. So can you tell her that you appreciated that part of it?
I do. I appreciate you finding ways to avoid getting into that kind of stuff and to distract yourself from it. And I prefer that you stay away from the situation altogether, but you can't control what other people do. So.
Well, we'll talk about that later with the positive request, that you might have for your daughter. But the important thing is that you're recognizing that she did have good intentions initially, and and actually was doing something that was keeping your mind focused on something that wasn't, compatible with drug use. That's really great. What else did you do to stay clean?
Sometimes I went outside because most of it happened inside the house. So sometimes I was just like outside, either sitting on, cause she has like a swing.
And did you do that intentionally?
Yeah, I guess at first I did once I started seeing what was about to happen. So I kind of just
Okay.
went outside.
That's good. You had an
eventually.
instinct to get out of that situation as
Yeah.
quickly as you can, and so you did that. Wonderful. Did you do anything else to stay clean?
No, those
Okay.
were pretty
Well,
much
those
it.
are very good starts. Now, let's go backwards and now think about, if you were to look at it again, what could you have done to really get yourself out of that situation so you wouldn't use that day?
Probably should have just left the party.
Okay.
Probably
And how would you have done that? Easier said than done.
Maybe I could have called.
You call me. I'll
Fucking
come
mom.
get you.
Would that have worked?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you wouldn't have been embarrassed or anything like that? It
No,
would
I'd
have been...
probably just like walk maybe a few steps away.
All right. Well, that'll work, and do you have a cell phone or anything that you could do that,
Yeah.
or a
Mhm.
friend that would have that?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I think that would have been wonderful. Now, if that ever happens again, and she's at a party or something and she calls you up, then that'd be a perfect opportunity for you to really, let her know how proud of her you are, because then she's moving in that direction, right? Any obstacles that you could see that might get in the way for either one of you guys in that?
If my husband's not home, then there's no one there to stay with the younger
Okay.
kids. In that case, I could always pay for a cab for her to come home.
Okay, well, that's great how you're brainstorming solutions before even, like you had the problem and you're thinking about solutions. That's great. You're thinking quickly. Can you think of any?
Probably, like, maybe someone would, stop me, I guess, probably by starting a conversation or trying to convince me or something like that.
Okay. And so what would be some important things to do if that happened?
I guess probably my problem would be it's hard saying no or kind of being stronger than that pressure. So I guess that's something that I should build on.
Okay. So let's say that that the person is really coming down on you. How would you be stronger? What would you say? What would you do? What would be important to do to stay clean?
Probably just say like, I don't want to do this. It's not good. So just leave me alone.
Let me do this as a let's say it was a friend, and let's say it was Kelly. Kelly's asking you to use drugs, and I want to see how you would react to it. Okay.
Okay.
So if I'm Kelly and I say, hey, you know what, we got some good pot in the background here, and come on over. We got it going on.
No, I don't really want to do that right now.
Oh, come on. Why'd you come here? I mean, we're having a good time. It's a
No.
celebration,
I have to go now, so I can't.
Well, why don't you just come over with us, and you don't have to use it if you don't want to. You can just kind of be around. And
You know what? I'm just gonna start walking now. My mom's about to get me, so I don't want to make her mad.
All right, I understand.
Wow,
that was fantastic. What did you like about that, Mom?
That she stuck to her guns and did not let her
Kind of
friend.
giving the broken record thing.
Yeah.
We're going to keep on following through with
Yeah.
it. That was good.
So.
Yeah, no hesitation. And
Okay.
so I don't have anything that I could possibly add. That was just exactly what to do. Just keep
Okay.
on sticking in there strong. And I think you're building that in yourself.
Okay.
You're starting to get that confidence about you and move in that direction. That sounds wonderful. Now, how about Tyson and Yvonne? You had checked them off too for Monday.
Oh yeah, 'cause they're kind of always there at the party. So I guess they were the ones that kind of helped provide some, like, the alcohol and all
Okay.
that stuff.
Okay. Well, that gives you some good insights that you know that if Tyson and Yvonne are going to be at the future parties, they run that there is the risk that they might bring something there.
Right.
And so then that gets us back into that same situation. So that might even be like you just did, like a refusal if you were in that situation. But it almost sounds like maybe as you start to build your other networks, like with Joy and some of the other people like Kelsey and Chelsea on this list, and Jasmine and so forth, if you start to spend more of your time with them and gradually fade out, with Kelly, Tyson, Yvonne, Mike, Anna, that would probably be a good thing, make it more consistent with getting your goals. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. And so that basically was all the ones that we had on your at-risk list. Let me just make sure I've got everything here. Okay, yeah, looks like we're good to go.